With missile tensions involving Iran back in the headlines, here's a chilling question. If your phone lit up right now with a nuclear strike alert, would you believe it? And more importantly, would it be real? In 2018, thousands of Americans faced that exact moment, and for 38 minutes, they believed nuclear war had begun. In the rookie episode, Fallout, Los Angeles receives an emergency alert warning of an incoming nuclear strike. Phones vibrate across the city, officers freeze for just a second before instinct takes over. Sirens echo, dispatchers scramble, and suddenly, routine policing turns into something far more primal: survival. What makes the episode powerful isn't the threat itself, it's what people do when they believe the end might be minutes away. We watch officers trying to call their loved ones while still staying on duty. We see families desperate to reach each other. We see panic in the streets, confusion about where to go, and even opportunistic crime beginning to surface as fear spreads. The episode doesn't focus on the explosion, it focuses on belief, on what happens to society when people think time has run out. That part is not fictional. On January 13th, 2018, residents of Hawaii received a push alert that read, "Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter." This is not a drill. There was no explosion. There was no siren in the sky, just a message on a phone screen. Within seconds, people began calling their spouses. Parents grabbed their children and searched for anywhere that might offer protection. Some hid in bathtubs, some sheltered in basements. Tourists ran into hotel corridors, not knowing where to go. For 38 minutes, millions believed this was the final chapter. The mistake was human error during a drill, one incorrect selection in an emergency system. That was all it took to create mass panic across an entire state. In Fallout, when officers try to reach their families while still responding to duty, it feels dramatic, but Hawaii proved that reaction was deeply realistic. When humans believe death is imminent, the first instinct is connection. Not chaos, not violence, connection. Goodbye texts were sent, final phone calls were made. Social media filled with messages that sounded like farewells. The episode also shows people scrambling for shelter, desperately trying to find somewhere safe. That, too, aligns with reality. In Hawaii, confusion was everywhere. Most people didn't know where shelters were located. Highways filled quickly. Emergency lines were overwhelmed. Modern America doesn't maintain a strong, visible civil defense culture anymore. There are no regular public drills for nuclear threats. Most younger generations have never practiced what to do in that scenario. So realistically, the confusion might actually be worse today than what we saw portrayed on television. Then there is the darker side shown in Fallout: opportunistic crime, looting, individuals attempting to take advantage of chaos. Is that realistic? The answer is complicated. Research on natural disasters shows that most communities actually cooperate more than they collapse. People help strangers, neighbors assist each other. But a nuclear alert is psychologically different from a hurricane or earthquake. If someone truly believes there are only minutes left to live, the social contract weakens. Consequences begin to feel irrelevant. In Hawaii, because the alert was corrected within 38 minutes, widespread breakdown did not occur. But if that belief had lasted longer, no one truly knows how society would have responded. That uncertainty is what Fallout captures so effectively. It isn't about destruction, it's about instability. It shows how thin the layer of order can feel when fear spreads faster than facts. Now, when we look at current headlines involving Iran and missile activity in the Middle East, it's important to separate emotional reaction from structural reality. The word missile immediately triggers nuclear associations for many people, but regional missile exchanges are not the same as global nuclear war. Iran does not currently have confirmed operational nuclear weapons. Ballistic missile capability does not automatically mean nuclear deployment. However, heightened geopolitical tension increases public anxiety, and anxiety makes alerts feel more plausible, more immediate, more terrifying. So could a false nuclear alert happen again? A public alert mistake like Hawaii is far less likely today. After 2018, procedures were revised, verification systems were strengthened, additional safeguards were implemented to prevent a single-person error from triggering a statewide warning. The system learned from that failure. An accidental nuclear launch, on the other hand, operates within a completely different structure. Modern detection systems rely on layered verification through satellites, radar cross-checks, military chain of command confirmation, and presidential authorization. It is not one individual pressing a random button. That does not mean systems are perfect. History reminds us of that. In 1983, a Soviet early warning system mistakenly indicated incoming U.S. missiles due to sunlight reflecting off clouds. One officer chose to question the data rather than immediately escalate. That human judgment likely prevented catastrophe. The real vulnerability in nuclear systems is not recklessness. It is pressure, and geopolitical tension increases pressure. The higher the stakes, the narrower the decision window feels. What Fallout understood, and what Hawaii proved, is that you don't need an actual explosion to create national trauma. You only need uncertainty. When people believe something catastrophic is imminent, society shifts instantly. Communication networks strain, emergency services overload, social media amplifies fear at exponential speed. Perception moves faster than verification. That may be the most realistic part of the episode, not the sirens, not the countdown, but the emotional unraveling. Today, when Iran appears in headlines next to missile launches, fear spikes quickly online. Speculation spreads. Worst-case scenarios trend within minutes. Yet between regional tension and global nuclear war stands an enormous structure of military protocol, layered detection, and political calculation. The gap between those two realities is vast, even if it doesn't always feel that way in the moment. Fallout wasn't really about a bomb. It was about trust. Trust in institutions, trust in information, trust in whether the alert on your phone is accurate. The Hawaii incident shook that trust, and once shaken, it's difficult to fully restore. A fictional alert in Los Angeles, a real alert in Hawaii, a near miss during the Cold War, and rising missile tensions in today's headlines. The common thread is not destruction. It is decision-making under pressure and how humans respond when they believe time is running out. So here's the question I want to leave with you. If your phone lit up right now with that alert, would you trust it? And did Fallout feel different knowing that something like it has already happened in real life? Let me know what you think.